Hey there, and welcome back to Mass Effect 3. My name is Pete, and today we complete another episode of our Insanity walkthrough, in which we will deal with a bit more of the aftermath of last episode's attack on the Citadel. After taking an extensive look at our newly acquired war assets at the end of the last video, today we are starting things off with a tour through the ship, which is now also once again inhabited by Kaidan Alenko. We'll talk to him in just a moment, but first let's make our way back to the CIC.
Goddamn Cerberus bastards, and Udina too. Son of a bitch.
That's crap. Udina made a deal with the devil. He got what he deserved.
Commander, I've got a lead on something interesting. Have you got a minute?
And yes, of course we do.
Commander, I've found something you need to see.
What have you got?
A group of Cerberus scientists cut ties and fled. Perhaps they finally realized they were on the wrong side. We don't know what they were researching, but they were among the Elusive Man's top scientists. They could help build the Crucible.
Now, obviously, trust is playing somewhat of a role here, especially after Udina's betrayal last episode, but that shouldn't be Trainer's worry, so let's give her some praise for the idea.
Maybe we could recruit them. Lots of Cerberus people think they're doing the right thing. I know I did.
And you were right, Commander. Whatever crimes Cerberus is committing now, I was on Horizon when the Collectors attacked.
Really?
You'll recall I mentioned growing up in the Terminus systems. I was visiting my family at home. While the Alliance was running studies, you were saving me and my family.
Has the Alliance tried to make contact with the scientists?
They've been unable to find them, but they're searching. As is Cerberus. I've been monitoring Cerberus communications. I've charted signal frequency from various Cerberus cells by location and cross-referenced known ship movements.
You found them?
I believe so, yes.
Nice work. Put it on the map and I'll give it a look.
It's on the map now, Commander. Thanks.
Alright, no morality points yet, but we have obtained another side quest. Up next, we can now visit Joker and Edie in the cockpit.
Damn, I could really use something to shoot right now. So Cerberus wanted to go into politics, huh? Nice job shutting those assholes down.
Didn't you used to work for those assholes? Something about leather seats?
I worked for Cerberus when they were vigilantes helping the helpless. Now they're a little too mainstream. And evil. The important thing is that you kicked their asses. And Kaidan's back. He even remembered the first rule of serving on the Normandy. Don't shoot the commander.
And Joker is being his usual self here with a bit of friendly banter. Still, it can't hurt to remind him to play nice. After all, Kaidan's last few days probably weren't easy.
Go easy on Kaidan. He's been through a lot.
Yeah, like drawing a gun on a superior officer, nearly getting the council killed. That's not gonna look good on the yearly performance review.
Following that, we can now have a chat with Edie, which quickly turns a lot deeper than expected.
Hello, Shepard.
What's on your mind, Edie?
The destruction of the Reaper on Tuchanka. It is rare for a technologically superior force to be destroyed by an inferior one.
Yeah, so now all we need is a gun that fires Thresher Maws.
That was a joke.
I'm sorry, Shepard. I was contemplating. The Reapers are more fallible than they proclaim. Despite its best efforts, the one on Tuchanka was destroyed by a worm. This has caused me to reassess the probable period of time before I am non-functional.
You're worried about dying?
In a sense. My processing power is consumed with calculations to help us combat the Reapers, but I can run those scenarios with the rest of the crew. May I ask you another question that troubled Jeff?
Here we go again.
What is the purpose of synthetic life?
Once again, we can nudge Edie more towards being free-spirited or towards sticking to the programming, a theme that has been present for some time now, and I think we will continue to encourage her to explore the limits of synthetic life.
It's not that different from organic life. A free-willed synthetic chooses what it wants.
But the purpose of organic life is to preserve itself long enough to replicate copies of its genes in succeeding generations. My purpose is not so clear. The other successful synthetic life forms that I have examined for comparison are the Geth and the Reapers.
And again, pointing out that organic life is a bit more complex than that does not give us any morality points, but it might help Edie carve her own path in the future.
Reproduction isn't all there is. We find meaning in the work we do, good deeds we accomplish, love.
I see. I will search my files on the biographies of humans to see if prominent figures follow the pattern you suggest. It appears many humans did in fact do so.
That was quick. Gotta love quantum computing.
Shepard, I will alter my processing power to give priority to your stated goals. Duty, altruism, love.
Wait, you're just gonna turn yourself good? Can you do that?
It should take some time. If I have further questions, I will speak with you again. Thank you.
Are you and Kaidan okay? The last time he saw that body, it wasn't exactly pleasant.
I have informed him of the situation. He is taking it well.
Good.
Alright, and with that we can return to Trainer and to our private terminal, which has piled up a good number of messages for us that we want to read before we continue.
Commander, Dr. Chakwas sent word that she'd like to speak with you down in the medbay.
And yes, we will talk to Chakwas as well in just a moment, but first let's keep ourselves up to date. First up, Trainer herself, who is standing right next to us, is proposing a night of fun and games in our cabin. Nothing ambiguous about that at all, so we should probably see what she has in mind. Diana Alice also wants to come up to our cabin for another interview. Again, interesting that she suddenly wants to move to a different room for that, but who are we to argue? In the next message, we finally hear from Jack once again, who proposes to meet at the Purgatory Bar, and we'll be heading there soon anyway, so we might as well pencil her in. In this news article, we then learn about a biotic who sacrificed his own life to help a shuttle full of children evacuate during a Reaper attack, and we also learn that the guy grew up on Pragia, in the same Cerberus camp that Jack also had to endure. The Krogan female Eve, or Erdnot Bakara as we now know her, then reports in from Tuchanka. The Krogan are apparently rallying behind the news of the genophage cure, which has inspired hope among the people in what are certainly dark times. The Turian Primarch Victus then gives us another mission. It appears as if the Volus ambassador Din Korlak, who is no stranger to us, might be working with Cerberus, so next time we are on the Citadel we might want to investigate his dealings. Up next, yet another request to meet us in our cabin, even though it isn't explicitly stated here, but James wants to chat, and since he's usually not the most talkative, we'll gladly grant him a few minutes of our time. As promised, Admiral Hackett then forwards the dossier of Kai Lang, the assassin who attacked us last episode, and we learn that Lang actually once served in the Alliance and was even recommended for a Medal of Valor before being dishonorably discharged for murder the same year he received his N7 designation. In short, we are dealing with a dangerous foe who will likely not stop coming after us until we put him down. Now, the next message here belongs to the Citadel DLC, as Hackett orders the Normandy's crew on shore leave. We can be somewhat flexible with that order, however, and generally I like to start this DLC a little later in the game's main storyline, so let's not feel pressured here. After all, there are still a few more important tasks waiting for us. For now, we can continue our tour as we head down to the crew deck, where we'll find Garrus in a slightly unusual place.
Shepard. Hell of a day. Udina loses his mind, the Citadel almost falls, and you almost had to put down a friend.
Got a little tense there.
If it had come down to it, could you have pulled the trigger?
No morality points, but so far we have a pretty good history with keeping squad members alive, so the no here should be somewhat convincing.
I don't see how. We start killing our friends and war turns into murder.
But it doesn't always give us the easy way out, does it? At least Kaidan didn't have to join Ash.
Let's hope she's looking out for us. This was her fight too.
Good to have Kaidan back. We can always use a friendly gun.
And speaking of Kaidan, he has taken up residence right next door in the Starboard Observatory.
All seems so calm from here. There are people going through hell in a million different ways. Out there. And I want to be fighting alongside them, but I want to be here. You know?
Sure. Thinking of anyone specific?
I heard from my mom, Shepard. My dad is, he's MIA. He's presumed.
Tell me what happened. You said they got out of Vancouver.
He left Mom at the orchard and reported for active duty. It's all we know, but it's enough. She's alone in this now. In all this.
Again, we don't get any Paragon points for it, but I think Kaidan has earned our sympathies. After all, he really has been through a lot lately.
I feel for you, Kaidan. And I'm glad you told me. There's strength in camaraderie. In empathy.
Thanks. You're right. I don't know how you do it, Shepard. Keeping it all together like you do. Earth is always in the back of my mind. Haunting me.
So use it. That's how I cope. I think about how Earth looked. And how it's gonna look when we get back. Guns blazing. The whole galaxy behind us.
Yeah. And my students. Well, wherever they are. I know they're kicking ass. On Earth or somewhere. You know, when this war is over, there's gonna be one hell of a reunion party.
Hell yeah.
Dancing in the streets, hugging and crying. My mom's always wanted to travel off planet. I think I'll take her. Thanks for coming by.
Good to have you back, Kaidan.
Hey, I bumped into Edie in the hall. Scared the shit out of me. You could have warned me. She looks good, though.
Getting settled?
Not much to unpack. Left Earth in a hurry. Just the clothes on my back and a few things I've picked up on the Citadel. Kinda like it. Living lean. Cerberus didn't cut corners rebuilding this place. There's a whole lot of credits in here. Can't wait to get back out there.
Alright, and with that, it's time to head over to the med bay. Trainer informed us that Chakos wants to talk to us, so let's see what the doctor has on her mind.
May I speak with you, Commander? Commander, an opportunity has come to my attention that may interest you.
What's going on, Doctor?
Refugees arrived at the Citadel recently in possession of military-grade medical supplies and equipment. In reviewing our inventories, I determined we have an excess of medical supplies to treat contagion, exposure, and malnutrition.
They're equipped to help injured soldiers, and we have supplies to help suffering refugees?
Precisely. Perhaps you could ply your charms to broker a trade.
Isn't this something you could do yourself?
War profiteering is running rampant, and these refugees are wary of the Alliance military. They didn't trust me. But you are Commander Shepard, the hero. You could persuade them.
And of course we'll agree to help, as that unlocks a small side mission with an interesting reward that we do not want to miss.
I'll find the refugees as soon as I can.
Speak with Tactus. Many of the refugees near the Citadel docks look to him for leadership. Thank you, Commander. With access to their equipment and materials, I believe I could increase the effectiveness of our Medigel. It would help all involved if you could barter a trade of medical supplies with the Citadel refugees. Speak to Tactus. You should be able to find him near the docks.
We can now also once again stop by in Liara's office, although just like last time we won't find much of a conversation.
Per your orders, I have the latest reports on the Council, Doctor. Their security is in disarray, but it would still be weeks before we could attempt to position any agents in their personal staff.
And it's far too risky after Udina's coup. Postpone those deployments.
At once.
Good to see you again, Shepard.
Instead of a chat with Liara, we can at least get some intel from her terminal, which shows a conversation between a counselor and his secretary, and the counselor offering his private Element Zero stockpile to purchase safe passage for the citizens of a colony under Reaper threat. Very commendable, and a lovely sign that not all politicians in the galaxy are as spineless as Udina. Now, moving on, we are heading one level further down to engineering, where Javik will have a few lines for us, just like our engineers and Diana Ellis afterwards.
traitors are the worst form of enemy. In our cycle, we would remove their limbs one by one and offer them a choice. Eat their own flesh or starve. Your politician deserved far worse than a bullet. And if the other human had not seen reason, his death would be certain too. There is only one enemy in this war. Reapers. No others will be tolerated. I would like to visit the Citadel sometime, when it is not infested with traitors. I have heard about the Kaidan human you encountered. It is good to have a name for the enemy I will enjoy killing most.
Well, you and me both, Javik. You and me both.
Kenan, have you seen the new poker table up in the lounge? It's going to waste.
Well, I was thinking of inviting Sony a trainer up for a wee game of strip poker.
Right. You're not going to invite that reporter Allers, too?
Nah, she'd bring cameras and record the whole thing.
And if you lose, you don't want the whole galaxy knowing how little you bring to the table.
Damn, girl. My bankroll is just fine.
All propulsion systems are running optimal.
Commander.
Nothing to report, Commander.
And with our engineers having their usual bit of crude banter, we can now check in with the usually more professional Diana Alice.
Breaking now, the Citadel in flames. A brazen attack by Cerberus repelled by CSEC. Alliance Marines explain the Council fleet's delayed response. We speak with the brave men and women who fought the good fight in the battle space. Commander, I've got some questions about the coup, but I'm online with my producer right now. Can we set up an interview in your cabin? Call me up when you're ready for that interview, Commander.
And it does indeed look like we won't get much further with her until we invite her up to the cabin. But before we do that, let's head down to the shuttle bay next and have a brief chat with Lieutenant Cortez.
Never thought I'd be doing a combat drop onto the Citadel. I can't believe Udina. Great example to the other races, huh?
And unsurprisingly, Cortez is not the only one disappointed with Udina's actions.
Hey, Commander. I knew Udina was a dirty bastard, but I never would have guessed he was that rotten. This whole war is loco. I mean, can't they all see how we need to work together?
When people are scared, they're slow to trust.
Sure, but... what's the point? Look, just so you know, I've got a new shoot first, ask questions later policy when it comes to politicians.
Fair enough.
And that was not the last we've heard from James in today's episode, as we will be able to have a more private conversation with him in just a moment. First of all, though, we have to invite two other people up to our cabin, starting with Samantha Trainer.
Trainer, if you're not doing anything, I've got a few hours free. Would you like to come up?
Your cabin is gorgeous. I've seen apartments smaller than this. Well, Commander, ready to play?
Play?
I picked up a chessboard on the Citadel. GUI interface, not nearly as nice as real pieces, but this takes up less space. And I recall you delivered something that closely resembled a challenge. So, interested?
And no, we won't show ourselves disappointed that it's just chess. Let's simply play a few games first and see where the evening takes us.
This is a trap, isn't it?
I'm just a simple lab scientist, Commander. I'm sure your real-world expertise will give you an edge. Ha!
Oh, come on!
My word, Commander. It's almost as though you wanted to spare your pawns the indignity of living under my regime.
In real life, that tactic would have worked.
Well, in real life, one doesn't move on an 8x8 square grid.
You know what I mean. The pawns are infantry. A good infantry line, like the Krogan, can take a charge like that.
That reminds me of a joke. What's the difference between Commander Shepard and a Krogan? One is an unstoppable juggernaut of head-butting destruction.
And yes, we might as well go for it. After all, Trainer's message left some room for interpretation, and we are technically not locked into a romance with Liara just yet.
And the other is interested in playing another game.
Such as? Oh.
Hey, I'm sorry. You seemed interested.
Oh, no, I apologize. I try to be friendly, but You're not really my type. Remember how I liked Edie's voice?
Oh. Sorry. I didn't realize.
Not at all. I can't wait to tell my friends that I broke Commander Shepard's heart and crushed him at chess.
Oh, really?
Unless you'd like to try to reclaim your honor.
Hell yes.
Alright, and with a little awkwardness behind us, let's now see how things go with Diana Alice.
Trainer, can you send Diana up? She wanted an interview.
Right away, Commander.
Ready for a chat, Commander?
I'm ready.
Commander, it's no secret that Council Space has suffered some serious losses to the Reapers lately. Now Cerberus has struck directly at the seat of our government. If something as small as a human terrorist organization can hit the Citadel, is anywhere safe?
And because we have enough reputation, we can use both the Charm and Intimidate option here, and let's go with the Charm option, which doesn't actually give Paragon points though, and try not to cause a panic.
Cerberus has limited resources. This coup attempt was likely the best they could do, and it cost them a lot of money and troops. A little fear is understandable, but it can't paralyze you. They've failed as many times as they've succeeded.
But humanity has lost its counselor. The Alliance Parliament is destroyed, and the Prime Minister's dead. The line of succession is getting pretty short. How long do you expect any new Alliance administration to last?
Once again, then, we have the chance to cut the interview short, but let's keep Alice happy by answering this question as well. Who knows, she might show herself grateful for that later.
Leaders will rise. You can't lose hope. Our enemies won't rest until they've taken the last human being. Until then, we're not beaten. Right now, it's everyone's duty to step up.
All right. Now a question from Thesia. Commander, during your tribunal, some said you had Cerberus ties. Thanks for your time, Commander. This is Diana Allers for Battlespace. Good night, and stay strong. Be careful, Commander. You keep feeding me like this, and I'll follow you home.
Okay, I'd say she is a little clearer on her intentions than Trainer was, so let's show ourselves interested and see where this goes.
Looks like you already have. What happens now?
You gave me a good interview, Commander. That's all I need. Tonight.
Right, so we might want to follow up on that, but for now let's invite James up for something a little less romantic.
James, I've got some time if you want to talk privately.
On my way. Hey man, how's it going?
Good, James. You?
Good. Wow. So this is what I can look forward to when I get my own command.
You want your own ship, Vega?
Yeah, maybe one day. When I'm old and I can't fight worth shit anymore.
You just come up here to make fun of your commander?
Sorry, Loco. I guess maybe I got some things on my mind. I wanted to get your opinion on something.
Shoot.
What'd you do when they asked you to join the N7 program? I mean, was it a no-brainer for you, or did you think about it before accepting?
No morality points here, but let's go with the option that will hopefully make him think about it too. After all, this is not an easy choice to make.
The N7 program is a big deal, but it's also a big commitment.
I hear that.
You get the best training, best equipment, best assignments.
And they expect the best in return.
Yes, they do. Why you asking?
Well, even all the shit that's going on, somebody somewhere managed to track me down and forward an N7 commendation. It's dated the same day the Reapers attacked Earth.
You don't sound too thrilled.
Well, aside from the fact that there won't be an N7 program if we don't win this war, being a soldier's the only thing I've ever been really good at. And not because I try. Hell, I'd have kicked my ass out years ago. Last time I had a command, I lost almost everyone, and they promoted me for it. I guess I'm just not sure if I'm ready to lead again. I don't know if I want that responsibility.
You mentioned that before. What went wrong?
What didn't go wrong? We were out on patrol, checking on some strange readings, and the collectors hit. But they hit the colony first. By the time we got back, most of the colonists had been subdued or abducted, including our CO, Captain Tony.
So you were in charge?
Yeah. We laid low for a bit, waiting for a chance to strike, but before we could, we were betrayed. One of the colonists turned out to be a Cerberus spy working with the collectors. I had no choice. I killed him and destroyed the collector ship. But it got ugly. We lost most of the colonists and all but one of my squad. Not exactly a textbook operation.
And again, no morality points, but his story here is very similar to Shepard's sole survivor backstory, so I think we can offer some empathy.
You can't blame yourself for being put in a tough situation. And if you were promoted, then something must have gone right.
Sure, but...
If you'd saved them all, would things have worked out better?
I don't know. I don't think so.
The right choice is usually not the easy one.
Yeah. Did you know that before you joined the N7?
Yeah. That's why I was asked. And it's why they asked you. There's not a single N7 that hasn't sacrificed, either themselves or their soldiers at some point.
So you think I should accept?
Now, we don't really have the option here to say no, but in this case we won't say yes either. I think this is something that James needs to decide for himself.
Only you can make that decision, James. But I think you already know the answer.
I'm glad you think so. If you don't mind, maybe don't mention this to anyone else.
Of course not.
Gracias. Well, I think I better get back to the hangar. Things here, it's a little too soft for me.
The bed's a lot harder than it looks.
I'll take your word for it. Thanks again, Loco.
Anytime.
And with that, our little consultation hour has come to an end, and we can finally head back down to mingle with the rest of the crew.
Commander, Admiral Anderson is available in the war room on VidCom.
Commander Shepard.
Alright, and instead of activating the galaxy map right away, we can now once again return to the war room for a brief chat with Anderson, who we just talked to at the end of the last episode, but it seems like he has more to say and more time to spare.
Shepard, I was hoping you'd check in again.
You okay?
Been putting my old academy training to use, organizing the resistance. You know, you've got quite a fan club back here. Any news we hear about the Normandy gives hope to the guys in the trenches.
And yes, while it will probably take more than that, let's not discourage the man. After all, I think it's safe to say that he needs all the hope he can get at the moment.
I know what that's like, fighting in the dark. I'm glad we're making a difference.
It's more than that. A lot of these people have never held a gun in their life. When they heard that you managed to get the Turians and Krogan to cooperate, that was a shot in the arm, Shepard. Of the one thing we're in short supply around here, faith. That any of us will live to see another day.
How bad is it?
It could be worse, but not much.
Can you still coordinate any kind of counterattack?
We're hitting the Reapers every chance we get. Mostly guerrilla-style hit-and-runs, but it's not enough. It's time we started focusing our efforts.
Where?
London. Something big is happening there. Our networks in the UK say the Reapers have arrived in huge numbers.
At the same time, though, let's also not show ourselves too overconfident. This cluster of Reapers over London is certainly not a great sign, and we should keep a close eye on the situation.
I don't like the sound of that. Any more details?
No. And that scares the hell out of me.
Well, the Crucible will scare the hell out of the Reapers.
We're counting on it. Oh, and Shepard, I meant what I said earlier about Kai Lang. The Reapers may seem like our biggest threat, but take it from me. Lang is a vicious bastard. Don't underestimate him.
Noted.
Then I'll let you get back to it. We need whatever good news you can send our way. Anderson out.
Alright, and with that, after a good half hour of getting to know our crew and allies a bit more, we can finally leave the ship. Technically, we are already back in space, but I'd like to imagine that we just came back on board for a short tour while still being docked on the Citadel,
Commander.
which is exactly where we will now go again. I have mentioned this already, but after the events of the last episode, we have plenty of new side quests and conversations to experience, and so far we have only visited the hospital, the embassies and the docking bay area, so there is quite a bit more to discover.
You're cleared to dock, Normandy. Do you need ground transport?
And we'll start things off in the Presidium Commons, probably the largest of the 5 areas available to us here.
I need a cab to the Presidium.
Navigation is becoming increasingly difficult due to the number of refugee ships in the docking area.
And there we are, right next to the elevator, and let's get things started by acquiring another small side mission from an Asari scientist over here.
Listen, I thought of something. No, it can't wait until I'm back on duty. The Hesperia period. Their statues had legendarily accurate Prothean inscriptions. Can we use that? Yes, I know the Athena Nebula is off limits, but this... a classified project. It needs all the Prothean intel we can find. I haven't found any reliable pictures, but just think. If those statues had something that could help us, even today...
So, looks like we'll be investigating some statues in the near future, but for now, let's do some shopping.
Welcome to Kanala Exports.
We have spent a good amount of credits in the hospital already, but we can spare 1,000 more for a jellyfish for our aquarium. And the next conversation is right around the corner too.
It's my money and I'm closing my account.
Your account helps fund Citadel defense. If you shut it down and hide the money under your bed, it hurts the war effort.
And if Cerberus attacks again and takes the Citadel, my money is gone. I'll take my chances on my own. Thank you.
So you're fleeing the Citadel? Running to Sanctuary? If you trust the Council, you'll stay here.
Why should I trust them? They couldn't stop Cerberus. What can they possibly do about the Reapers?
Nothing, if you take your money and hide.
Have you seen Palaven or Earth? You can't escape this war. At least here you've got the Council fighting for you.
But to fight, they need money. Money this bank has loaned them using accounts like yours.
Okay, damn it. I'll leave the account open.
Besides, how can someplace like Sanctuary promise more safety than the Citadel?
You're right. I guess all we can do is hope for the best.
Now this time we were not able to pick sides, but our involvement kept the Solarian's money in his account, and with that we have helped the war effort a little bit, and have earned a few war asset points.
Can't believe how hard the doctors are working to keep that terrorist bastard alive.
He's in intensive care?
He got blasted by Cerberus. They think he's just another victim.
Right, now this is interesting. Apparently there is a terrorist receiving medical care somewhere on the Citadel, something that we might want to look into.
Damn it, another Cerberus trap? Bomb or turret? How many this time? Clear the area until you've done a full sweep. We need a way to find their tech and shut it off safely. No, E-Crime still doesn't have anything. The tech they got off the bodies of a few Cerberus engineers self-destructed when they took it apart. Not much we can do, except pick up the pieces after another turret guns down on Mom and her kids.
These are control schematics for Cerberus turrets. Will these help?
Damn right they will. I'll have E-Crimes dig into them. Might even help us find the little presents Cerberus left for us. Thanks a lot. This is gonna save lives.
And we did pick up these turret schematics onto Chunka, allowing us to immediately complete the mission here for some credits and XP.
I just don't understand why you're suddenly so conflicted.
Look, the asshole's in custody now. Killing him won't bring anyone back.
It's about justice. The man is a traitor and a murderer. You saw what he did to your wife, to my husband.
And didn't bat an eyelash. He's evil, there's no doubt.
What's going on here?
I'm in position at CSEC. Draw them away, and I'll move in and make the kill.
Don't answer that.
And with the CSEC officer right around the corner, let's find out what these guys are plotting.
Commander Shepard. Guess I know what happened to my backup.
Excuse me?
Come on. I'm in CSEC in civilian gear with a weapon. I know what I'm made. Just let me explain. Captain Aaron Summers, Alliance Marines, retired.
Captain Summers?
There's a prisoner here. CSEC officer who helped Cerberus. CSEC caught him when you stopped the coup. Now he's offering them intel on Cerberus to get a better deal.
Why are you telling me this?
Because he doesn't deserve a better deal. He killed people during the coup, good people. And he's former Alliance, like us. Way I figure it, he's our problem to fix.
Tell me what this guy did to deserve death.
He executed his own friends in cold blood for Cerberus. Cleared the path for their troops. Now he's saying he's a vet. And he was suckered in by talk of helping humanity. I don't know what intel he has, and I don't really care either. He dishonored the uniform.
Right, we have to make a decision here whether or not we let Summers go through with his plan. Obviously, following the Paragon path, we are not exactly a fan of vigilante justice, and with the charm option we can convince Summers to call off the hit and earn 5 Paragon points.
If you gun that man down, you're dishonoring the uniform just as much as he did.
Like hell I am.
I don't like plea bargains any more than you do, but the intel we get will save lives.
Says who?
Our superiors. The people we swore to serve and trust. Captain Summers.
Yes, Commander. Sorry, Commander. I'll shut it down. Thanks.
Another small crisis averted, time to get involved again almost immediately.
We have to keep enforcing the law, same as always. Without that, everything goes to hell.
Look at Palavin, my friend. We're in hell. We should be looking for terrorists. The rest can take care of itself.
So the bar fights, the drunken disorderlies down by that purgatory place?
How does cracking down on that crap help us win the war? People need to blow off steam right now.
And how does letting the misdemeanors go help the war?
Less time spent on the light stuff means the Citadel has more money for defense.
Everyone on the Citadel knows we're at war now. You have to show them that CSEC is still in control. They need that security.
The commander's right. We need people coming into work every day. We need things to keep running. Otherwise, today's bar fight could be tomorrow's street riot.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Just feels so damn petty right now.
This decision here, by the way, has no consequences other than morality points, so let's quickly keep going.
Commander Shepard, do you have a minute?
Can I help you?
Jordan Knowles, E-Crimes. It's an honor to meet you, Commander. I've got a potential security leak. I haven't seen anything major yet, but better to be safe, right? If you've got time to help, check out this console.
Got it. Looks like a collection of access codes.
They're Batarian diplomatic codes, from back when they had an embassy on the Citadel. If you can use your Spectre access to find them, I can shut them down.
I can access restricted intel at the Spectre office in the embassy. If I find anything, I'll let you know.
Okay, another quest obtained. This time we didn't even have a choice whether or not to accept, but it's an easy one, so we shouldn't complain. Up next, we now have another decision to make.
Rules be damned. People have a right to defend themselves.
If you start selling weapons to everyone on the Citadel, CSEC will shut this whole place down.
CSEC couldn't protect us when Cerberus attacked. I'll take him to court.
You think a court is going to want more people running with guns right now?
Then I'll go to the wards and sell from the back room at Purgatory.
People are already scared. If you violate weapons laws, they'll just be scared and trigger-happy.
Would a bunch of civilians shooting at anything that moves make the Citadel safer?
The commander's right. Maybe if the council organizes a civilian militia with training. Otherwise, they'll just panic and get themselves killed.
I just want people to be safe.
I know, but second-guessing CSEC isn't the way. What if we submit a proposal to start a militia?
Okay, that'd be something.
Now, supporting either of the two merchants here unlocks a new action at the Spectre terminal, and siding with the worried merchant is the better option in terms of war assets.
Welcome to Agor Munitions.
Let's keep that in mind as we continue to empty out the local shops, this time by spending 23,000 credits at Agor Munitions for some high-level weapon upgrades and the Kuwashi visor.
Thank you for shopping at Agor Munitions.
Welcome to Cyprotine Armory.
Right next door at Cyprotine Armory, we can then repeat the entire process, another 23,000 credits for some upgrades and a shoulder guard that improves our shields.
We appreciate your visit.
Down here then we can find Liara, but again she's not exactly in the mood for some chit-chat.
Hello, Shepard. Nice to see you. I missed this place. It's good to be off ship for a while.
And so we can keep going towards the next and for now final kiosk of the episode to spend the last of our hard-earned money.
Welcome to Casa Fabrication Weaponry.
The Casa fabrication store here will more or less empty us out, and we still haven't bought a single suit of armor, but for now let's focus on maximizing our damage output before we put money into protection.
Thank you for shopping at Casa Fabrication Weaponry.
Up the stairs then, we can unlock another small side quest of the archaeological nature.
Damn it. If we'd kept digging a few hours longer, we'd have gotten the Obelisk of Karza. I know the Hades Nexus is off limits. I'm not an idiot. Damn it, the Alliance needs that thing right now. The Obelisk of Karza was supposed to contain Prothean language translations, like the Rosetta Stone for Protheans. Think of how much it could have helped us understand.
And that brings us to another longer conversation with a man that we haven't actually spoken to a whole lot yet, as Kaidan is sitting right here, and we might have a few things to discuss.
Surprised this place can still get supplies for a menu like this.
Maybe it's better if we don't ask how. Or where.
I'm glad we're taking the time to do this. I could use a sanity check.
Things have been pretty crazy.
You know, my life flashed in front of my eyes on Mars. And there weren't enough moments like this with people I care about.
How are you feeling these days?
Feeling up to whatever the Reapers throw at me. And grateful that I convinced you to sit down for half a second and relax.
Now, the two options here are not particularly different, so let's simply go with the one that sounds a bit less demanding. There are no morality points to be had.
Yeah. I think it's a good time for us to have a heart-to-heart. What are you drinking?
If you're trying to butter me up, it might take a nice steak sandwich, too.
So?
Shot of whiskey and a good old Canadian lager. Think they have it?
More likely to have Batarian shard wine.
At my parents' place in Vancouver, drank more than a few beers on their balcony, looking over English Bay. Yeah. Beautiful view. You know what, though? I feel good about our chances.
Yeah?
Yeah. Lets me sleep better at night.
You not sleeping, Kaidan?
Maybe a little restless. It's just, you plan a career, you focus, and then suddenly the world's ending and it's too late to find someone.
Someone?
We've been friends a long time, Shepard. Have you ever known me to be with anyone? I mean, I guess I'm just choosy or patient or... I don't know. Maybe what I've never found and what I want is something deeper with someone that I already care about. That's what I want. What do you want?
Okay, so this does admittedly come a little bit out of the blue, but at the same time, this here is already the point where we could lock ourselves into a romance with Kaidan. It's a bit unfortunate in my opinion that we can't grow a bit closer first and have to make this decision this early, as it also means that we have to reject him right away, because we unfortunately have different plans for Shepard's eventual partner.
I'm sorry, Kaidan, but we should just keep it professional.
Sure thing, no problem. I understand. But, okay, look. I just want you to know that I consider you a friend. Okay? A good one. Damn, this is way less awkward in my mind. Mostly, I guess I just wanted you to know that I admire you as a commander, and I value your friendship.
And of course, no need to end things on a sour note, so let's reciprocate his feeling of friendship, even though deep inside, Kaidan clearly feels much more than that.
You're my brother, Kaidan.
I'm glad to be part of the crew.
What'd you call it? Sanity check?
Sanity check.
Alright, time to get back to business now, as we can overhear a conversation between a CSEC officer and the owner of the local cafe.
You want my security vids, bring me a warrant.
You're stonewalling me? Those vids could be vital to the war effort.
I doubt the Reapers have agents doing business in my cafe.
We're trying to protect you.
Hell of a job you're doing. See those scorch marks? Cerberus killed one of my servers right there. Where were you?
Hey, I lost friends too. If you care about finding the Cerberus informants who made it happen, you'll give me the vids.
And this time we support the owner.
People are dying in this war. You don't get to use that as ammunition in your little pissing contest.
Thanks, Commander.
I'm trying to find Cerberus spies.
And you should be looking in your own office. I saw the news.
I know. You're right. I'm sorry. I lost some friends and
The galaxy doesn't rest.
I'll go through channels.
If I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Glad the two of them seem to be getting along, and this also opens up another action at the Spectre terminal.
Auto record on. Scene contains large scorch marks. Looks like 3 fatalities. Entire area shot to hell. Precision shots. I heard the Geth use jamming towers to prevent auto-targeting. If we had tech like that, we might save some lives next time somebody attacks the Citadel.
And that unlocks another side mission for us, so the next time we come across some Geth technology, we want to keep our eyes open. In the meantime, let's see if handing over those turret schematics has already paid off.
Found another one. Yeah, the guys in Zakara did too. Disarmed there safely, no casualties. Nice work.
Well, that's great to hear, and to wrap things up now, we can also follow up on that alleged terrorist the Turian mentioned earlier.
If he's a terrorist, he ought to be locked up.
He should be shot. Gorex wanted for 6 bombings. 6. Killed both humans and Batarians.
He bombed his own people? Why?
He was part of a terror cell. Picked crowded places. Voya, Omega. Doesn't matter to these asshole fanatics who gets blown up.
Okay, so now we have a name and know that he's a Batarian, probably enough to find him and follow up on this. For today though, an episode full of not really fulfilled desires comes to an end, but we still have much more of the Citadel left to explore. Squeezing all of that into one video, however, would bring us close to the 2-hour mark, and while I like to have every video tell a sizable chunk of the game's story, I feel like that might just be a little bit too much for one episode. So join me next week for the second half of our tour, in which we will reconnect with Jack, investigate the Volus ambassador Din Korlak, and meet a few other familiar faces who should all provide some entertaining conversations. Until then, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, then I would be very happy if you could leave a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing and want to support me and my channel further, then you can go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already, grab some merch over on shop.petecomplete.com, or check out and maybe even pledge to the Pete Complete Patreon. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.